Welcome to Talking Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my co-pilot. I have Mr. Tigo. What's up, Tigo? How you doing tonight?
Can't complain. Always fun to talk Jets football, so let's talk some Jets football.
Damn right. We got so much to talk about. We can talk about, I haven't talked to you in a while, so we've got a whole lot of catching up to do. I want to hear how your summer went, go on any cool vacations, and we can talk a little bit about our Jets. We've gone through 2 preseason games, have a whole bunch of camp news and things like that. Things, guys who might get cut, guys who think we might not get cut. What do you think of everything? I don't even know if we've talked about the draft, you and I together.
We may not. We have.
Well,
maybe,
we have,
not.
Yes, but not like on a camera recorded stream kind of a thing. But yeah, we'll talk a little bit of ball in here. I see Flight Boy's in here, Aaron Honore's in here, Peter S, Isaac, Duncan, Jerome. What's good, boys? Nice to have you in here. Please hit that like button on the way in, if you would be so kind. Let's see if I set up my little share screen. Give me 1 second. Did I do this? I don't know if I set it up. I may not have set it up. I don't think I did. Nothing. Boom! Okay, here we go. Okay, Tico's gone for a second. That's all right. We got our Bezara and Talking Jets weekend. We got a live show and hangout from Keansburg Beach for the Bezara Music Festival. Myself, O'Leary, and Green Bean doing a live show, hangout. And then Sunday, we got our week 1 matchup, Jets-Steelers, ticket and tailgate. Go on the field, tailgate Joe, food and drink, everything all in, $2.99. Your ticket on Ticketmaster would be like $2.85 in our section. So basically like $15 more to get yourself a tailgate. Hang out with us. Going to be a real good time. Head over to talkingjets.com. Get yourself a ticket. Get them water hot. Whew. Maze says, I came for the guacamole. What's up, Jets Worldwide? See you in there. Good people, good people. All right. So, Tigo, we had a game this past, what was it, Friday? Saturday. Saturday was the game. Jets
past
lost.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's past weekend. Jets lost 31-12.
Yep.
Jackson Dart goes 14-16, 137 yards and a touchdown. And our top quarterback went 12-21, 114 and an interception. That was Adrian Martinez. Justin Fields, our starter for the year, looking a little rough this past weekend. From all the excitement that there was the first week of preseason, you've now got the polar opposite and people freaking the hell out. He goes 1 of 5 for 4 yards. If you're keeping track, that's 0.8 yards per attempt. He did have 1 rush for 5 yards as well. And the offense basically stalled out entirely with him at the helm. I see J-Mo in the chat. J-Mo saying, let me get him up here. Bam! J-Mo saying, where's it? The loss to the Giants. Season's over. Forget it. Yep. Pack it in, boys and girls. Tigo, how much weight you putting into this preseason game? Is what we saw out of Fields closer to what we're going to get from him? Or is this just a little blip because the Giants defense is stout this year?
Can I say yes?
Sure.
Because I think that's the right answer. Because here's the thing. We knew Justin Fields was not going to be a good quarterback in the sense of the traditional conversation. We knew that he's not good with his arm. He's not going to win you games with his arms. And that's not what we signed him for. Right? And like, I know a lot of people were like kind of really clutching at straws, not clutching at straws, but like really trying to find the positives in that first preseason game, in that first drive. And now there wasn't very many positives in the second preseason game. But like, even as someone who, I think it's very public, I am not a Justin Fields guy. I did not want to sign Justin Fields. I don't think that he's all that good of a quarterback. We still have not seen what this New York Jets offense is going to be, and rightfully so. Engstrand is holding his cards really, really close to his vest. We haven't seen a single RPO. We haven't seen any of the super quick routes. Everything that he's running, it's essentially a Madden playbook, because you're not going to show your cards in games that have no... We're going to forget about this in a week and a half. This doesn't... Giants won the preseason. Woo! Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter to anyone not named Rex Ryan. So, like... What did we expect? He's not a quarterback who throws, And we're not going to ask him to run. And like, you're really going to ask that guy to run right into like Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Lawrence, and all those guys in the preseason? Of course not. And so it's that double-edged sword of like, yeah, this is kind of what we should expect from Justin Fields, like struggling with his arm, but also like we're not going to ask him to win us games with his arm. Just like Engstrand's a smart offensive coordinator. Like that's not what he's going to ask that guy to do. So take that with how you will.
Somewhere in the middle. No, I agree with you. I think that's the devil's in the details when it comes to the Jets in the preseason this year, because Fields is going to be utilized with his legs, and with quarterbacks with their legs, you're not going to run them into, extra hits throughout a preseason because the games don't count. You want to try and work through some of the bugs. So this is actually the opportune time to see some of the struggles with Fields and see if he can overcome some of the issues when it doesn't necessarily matter. Now, he was pretty off his mark. We saw some clips throughout training camp the week leading up and the game itself. Not very accurate. But if he can get the RPO going, and now you start putting some stress on the edge rushers that are trying to bear down on him, like now it's a different ball game. Maybe you have
and we
Breece
haven't
in there,
seen
maybe
that.
Braylon on there. No, we haven't seen any of it. We haven't seen any RPOs. And that could mean either we're hiding it for the regular season, or we're not going to do any RPOs, and it's ridiculous. I'd be very, very angry if that's how this played out. I do think we are going to see. I don't think the first game was a big enough sample size to get excited about. And I don't think the second preseason game was emblematic of everything that we're going to get out of Justin Fields. I do think it's somewhere in the middle, and I've kind of stuck to my guns. I think 6 wins is kind of where I see the Jets landing. And until they start having like some firepower on offense and scoring some points and proving us wrong, then, maybe I'll switch my tune. But I think that's probably where I'm going to land on this. Has anything you've seen in the preseason changed how you felt the season may go, and where do you think the expectation should be for this team?
I don't think we're going to win very many games, like if we're being honest, right? And I think you run into that situation of like, if we can get a lead, you can keep a lead with a run game, right? And I think our defense is going to be very stout. Like when it's fully healthy and everyone's out there, like we didn't have Sauce out there, and like we didn't have a lot of the pieces and things that we want to going on out there on the defense. And again, we're also running insanely vanilla defensive fronts, right? But it ultimately comes down to when you need your quarterback to go win you games with his arm, you can't rely on Justin Fields to do that. And so what do you do there? And what happens when you run into like a really stout defense? Like we did with the Giants. Because I know our defense is going to hold. I believe that. I believe in Wilkes. I believe in Glenn to get the job done on defense. So the question really right now is, can this offense get the points? And it's just like, what's the, like, let me ask you this. What's the number? How many points do we need to get to win games? When you look at our defense and how we play, and let's do some projecting, right, on how good this defense might be, because we have a defensive head coach and a very, very experienced defensive coordinator. What's that number? What number does this offense need to get? Don't look at the guys, but just period, to get points. And then ask yourself the question, which is, can we get to that number? So, and I think the point total is 18. And I don't think we can get to 18 points.
But okay. I was going to say 21 was going to be my number.
And that's a great number. 21. And I don't think we can get to 21. And so that's where it's just like, and I like a lot of the things that are being done with this team. And it just comes down to like, we just don't have enough people that can score points right now.
We're going to wind up trading one away in Breece. I'm sure we'll get into that in a little bit at some point. But yeah, no, I think when I look at this team right now, it's very much a play stout defense, score when you can, and just have ugly wins. Like week 1, it's going to be like a 12-9 kind of heavyweight bout. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting many points on either side of the spectrum, and like it may be a game of field goals.
No, absolutely. And those are the games that we need to go out and win. Games where we're going to face other teams that are going to have offenses that we can slow down. When you look at it like Miami, we should be able to go out there and absolutely slow down that offense. Carolina, Cleveland, New England, Miami again, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England again. Like, these are the games that you look at and you go, okay, like, we can hold them to 14 points defensively because our defense is better than their offense. So now can we score 16 points, 17 points, 18 points? And it's like you were saying, is like, I think that this team can hold Buffalo to 21. I don't know if this team can score 21 on Buffalo. That's where you're going to look at it and you're going to go, can you grind out games against Buffalo, Baltimore, Cincinnati. You know, where you really need to grind the games out to get a win? Is that in the cards? And we don't know yet.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe Fields goes off with Wilson and Wilson has 1,200, 1,300 yards or something crazy like that. I see some comments in the chat. Let me see if I could find where it went. Talking about how many plays you should have. There we go. Okay, Mays in there says from 65 offensive plays per game, roughly 40 will be runs, 25 will be passes. If we run effectively, we'll be in good shape. If not, well, yeah, and I kind of agree with this. You want to be in a position where you can continue to run, because if the Jets get down early and you're forced to pass, now all of a sudden it takes you completely out of your game, and you can't play the ball control game that you did last time. I think in the first preseason game, we had close to 40 minutes time of possession, where this last game, I think it was 31 minutes maybe. It was definitely lower. And the Jets are going to have to try and capitalize on the few plays that they are going to pass, because like someone else mentioned in the chat, you got to be able to pass in the NFL. There's going to be situations, downs and distances, 3rd and long, end of a half where you got to press the ball downfield. And can Justin Fields do that, or is he only going to be effective with his legs? And how does that sort of, change the mentality of the team, or how's Garrett going to feel if the offense is stalling and sputtering and it feels closer to like Zach Wilson-esque than it does, what we got out of Aaron Rodgers last year? And does the relationship with Fields bridge any gap in terms of, like, I don't want to say hurt feelings, but like, the difference of not getting the ball because your quarterback sucks and, not getting the ball because your quarterback's a prick or whatever. But
well, you're going back to the other, right? Like, that's this is like why his extension is such a big deal, because now I don't care about his feelings. Like, no offense, but like, you're not going anywhere. We just gave you the contract. So like you signed up for this. You know who Justin Fields was. He's your bud. You played with him in college. Like, this is the same stuff he's doing now he was doing in college. It's the same thing. You're just not facing Southern Mississippi, Alabama University State Penitentiary. You know what I mean? Like, you're facing NFL teams, and it's just, that's the reality of the situation. It's gonna be interesting. Like, I think there's a lot of things that are just like, I'm really excited to see the 53, because the 53 is going to tell me a lot about what this team is thinking, like what's going on in their heads. Sure. Because like, there are moves and there are players that you can keep because you're thinking about next year and not this year. And then there's players that you keep because you're thinking about this year and not next year. And like,
name a few players. I know I have a few in mind right now. Or like, finish your thought, I guess, then we can go into that.
No, but like, that's like my thing is like, if you keep Martinez over Cook, you're thinking about this year.
Yes.
Because if Fields goes down and a strong gust of wind hits Tyrod Taylor, Martinez needs to go into onto the field. Yes. Right? And we're not thinking about the future, we're thinking about right now. Because they got Brady Cook this year. And if they let him go and they keep Martinez, you know what that's saying. That's a really, really good example, because it's just like, we need a higher level backup. Because Martinez did pretty well in his first and his second, It's against guys who are going to be working at McDonald's in a couple of weeks, but still, it still gives you some information on like what's going to happen there. Like, another one would be if they keep like Fedarian Mathis over the younger guys on the interior of the offensive line. Because like, one of the guys that's like like a bubble guy, in my opinion, is Leonard Taylor, and I'm the biggest Leonard Taylor fan. I would hold on to him.
Lose him.
I don't want to lose him. And so like I would rather keep a guy that you need to develop. So like there's guys like that where you're like, we don't know what they are now, right? But a year from now, they can be it. Isaiah Oliver is another one of those versus JBC. Bernard Converse, right? Which is just like
is Converse
has a high ceiling.
Or has he got 2 years left?
He's got 2 years left.
He's got 2 years left.
I believe he's got 2 years left.
Oliver's
so like again, there's a lot of
deal?
these conversations that you look at and you go, well, what's going to happen there? You know, if they keep, and this was going to hurt for me to say, like if they decide to keep Max Mitchell and let Carter Warren go, that's a this year move. Because let's say they believe that Mitchell is the better player and they let Warren go. Well, you have control over Warren for 2 more years.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of people, when they're having their rosters, they're cutting Max Mitchell because this is the last year you can get out of that deal for free. And it's just like, I think the reality is they probably both ended getting cut, and our backup offensive tackle is on some other team right now.
Really? You think both go?
Yeah. Just, I haven't seen, dude. I was a big fan of Max Mitchell and all of that stuff. And I was a big fan of Carter Warren, but it just seems like they've absolutely been ruined by Keith Carter. And it's like kind of really hard for them to like, we're not like Max with all of the injuries and this dude, it's year 4 and you're still undersized. And it seems like it's a lot of things going on with this blood stuff. And Carter Warren's just, there's something there, but like, it's not showing up. And so like, I look at the Bills and I go like, dude, they're like 5 offensive tackles deep. They can't keep all 5 of them.
And we'll just snatch one.
Yeah, and when that guy goes, like, we're probably in the top of the waiver list, right? Close to the top.
Higher, I
don't know.
It goes off.
Is it just the draft list?
What? Yeah, I think to start. Yeah.
So like,
or is it all season? Did they change that? It might be all season. It goes like that, and it doesn't shift throughout the year.
I have no idea. I know. I think throughout the season it adjusts based on the current season standings.
I think it used to, but I don't know if that's the case. I feel like something like that changed recently. Chat, let us know if that's actually like, if I'm misremembering something, or if that. I feel like something shifted with that in the last.
That's something
year.
that Dom would know. Where's Dom?
It really is.
But yeah, that's kind of my like, the way that I look at that is like, are you banking on this year or next year? And that'll tell me a lot of how this team believes in this team, how this front office believes in this team.
I think it'll also, like, if I don't think Breece gets moved before cut down day. Like, I feel like that's going to be an in-season deadline type move once you determine if you're winning games or losing games. Plus, it gives him an opportunity to kind of show out. Like, his trade value's got to be so low right now. Maybe
my thing is like a fourth.
I said maybe a fourth.
In what world are you getting a fourth?
I think you could totally get a comp fourth thrown your way from someone. Like, I just do. I find it hard to believe that Breece wouldn't attract that from like.
When
like, let's say
Saquon was going to get
comes
traded,
around,
he was being
Baltimore's
talked
like,
about
hey,
for a
look,
fifth.
we need someone else with Derrick Henry right now. I'm just throwing fucking spaghetti at the wall right now. But like, you're not finding someone as good as Breece in the late 4th in a year, like, especially right now, like before the season. Like, there is no draft between now and the end of the season. Like, if you get Breece, on your team, a veteran running back, albeit, either a step slower or not hitting the holes as well, I really do think there's probably some partner out there that would be willing to trade. I just don't want to move him for that. I would much rather not get the 4th and just try to like either run him into the ground or try to extract some kind of value.
If someone came with a 4th, I'd trade him immediately. 4th?
Really?
Are you kidding me? Absolutely. I just don't think that that's in the cards. When the rumors were coming out that maybe the Giants might trade Saquon,
yeah,
it was being thrown. A 5th was being thrown around.
Was that in
He's in
conjunction
the
with a
same
mega deal?
boat.
Was that and like an uninjured, like, yeah, I mean, the pedigree's different, right? Like Barkley, number 2 overall, stud when healthy. Like Breece now removed. I mean, Barkley is for a 5th. That would be insane. It's got to be partial
because you have to then pay him still.
Deal. Yeah,
You
but
still
Breece
have
isn't
to
going to
pay
get a
him.
lot. Breece is getting like 10 to 12 at most, and that's like an overpay considering where his current level of play is right now.
Like, I don't know, man. Again, if someone comes and offers a fourth, I would take it. That's a really good pick. I would absolutely take it because you're not going to re-sign him. And like you said, if let's say you get to like November, because that's when the trade deadline is, right? It's in November.
Yeah, it's that first week in November, last week October,
Right.
somewhere right in that ballpark.
Let's say you get to November and you're
4-4.
6-4.
Is that where are we really at week 10? It can't be that later on. You gotta be like 4-4.
Nope. It's 8 games because our bye week is week 9. 8 games.
Damn
So
right.
you're 4-3, 4-4, right? I'm holding on to him. And the new plan is he's getting 80 touches a game. And I'm running him into the ground. Just borderline, the kid's going to have to retire at the end of the season. That's how much I'm going to use him.
Now, why would you do that over Braylon Allen?
He's going to
Like,
touch
wouldn't you
the
wanna,
ball
like,
every
kind of-
play.
What's the benefit of doing that other than like shielding Braylon Allen's legs from that workload?
Well, like, we're going to have to run the ball a lot. It's Justin Fields at quarterback. Like, let's be real here, right? And Braylon Allen is probably going to be running back 1 on this team next year, right? Running back 2 is going to be a hot take. I don't think is on the roster right now, but in terms of next year. And so you're looking at it and you're going, obviously I'm being dramatic with 80 touches, right? But like, if you run out there, you get 60, like you said, 65 plays a game, and 40 of them are running plays. I would give him 30 touches a game, right? I would give him 30 to 40 touches a game.
Fields is probably going to run it 5 to 10 times, you think? And then you're probably talking 20.
How many of those drop back? How many of those passes are going to turn into runs? That's the reality, right?
That's
so
true.
like, if you have 25 dropbacks and 8 of them turn into scrambles,
so those
you're really
count.
going to ask him to design 2 or 3 more runs so he's in that double-digit runs? No,
I
you're
see what
probably
you're
going to go like a 75-25 split between Breece and Braylon, and obviously go with the hot hand, but assume that the hot hand is going to be Breece, and you just run him into the ground. Like, for all of the concerns that you have about Breece,
so far. Like, it's hard
no,
for me
absolutely,
to like, it's hard
and
for me to
that's
look
why
at
we
Breece and
could
be
trade
like,
him.
He's definitely the number 1 guy. Like, I don't know if I feel that way right now. I think it's way more 50-50. He's just got the home run threat. Like, I don't think Braylon's got that degree of speed. He's got like the run into the middle and like explode. I think Breece.
Does Breece still have that?
I think if you get Breece the ball in space, I think yes, absolutely. For whatever reason, I don't think he can run through the middle. Like, he's having a very, very tough
No,
time.
he can't.
That being said,
Doesn't have the
this was a
vision for
very different defensive line going against our offensive line. Like, I think, do we see any of the starters play next week? You think there's going to be like, do you think anyone goes? Or is it just going to be like a holdout? Because I was going to say, I almost want to wait 1 additional week to see what this offensive line does against like not the Giants defense. Because I do think the Giants defensive line is stout, like very, very good.
I think some starters play. I think like when you look at it, I think like Membu plays. I think Membu plays. I think Hall plays.
It wouldn't shock me if
Reynolds plays. You know, like I think
if you gave me the whole starting offense minus like Garrett, like that wouldn't shock me. Like I would be okay for a draw.
That would. Like I'm not playing like okay because I think it's easier.
I don't
I'm
think
not
I saw
playing
enough from them
Olu.
to be like, oh wow, this is like I feel comfortable with our starters.
You shouldn't feel comfortable with our starters. They haven't given you anything to be comfortable, but it's the final week before week 1. You can't risk injury, especially with players that have a history with an injury. So, like, I'm not playing AVT in that final preseason game. I'm not playing Olufashanu in the final preseason game. I'm not playing Garrett Wilson. I'm not playing Justin Fields. If Tyrod Taylor's ready to go, which we know he's not going to be, right? But I'm just, I wouldn't even let him into the stadium. Just in case a strong gust of wind hits him. Like, there are certain players that you're just going to look at that are just going to be like, dude, I don't need to see you, and you don't need the reps. Now, if you're a rookie, you're going out there. I don't care. because you need the reps. You need NFL reps. So, like, that's why I said Membu should go out there. That's why I think Mason Taylor should be out there. We know he's tight end 1, but, like, he should at least get a drive because he needs NFL reps. Like, that's what he needs. I would throw Arian Smith out there for, like, a half.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, with the ones, because Garrett's not playing.
Dude, I think
Probably
Aaron
Reynolds
Smith
isn't-
sneaky could be like wide receiver 2. Like, I think he's got the second
absolutely.
highest ceiling of like any of our receivers.
What we need to hope is that he's our Amon-Ra St. Brown. Because he has a very similar trajectory, or like, not saying that they're the same player. I'm not even saying that they're the same skill set, but when you take into consideration, I guess it's only one thing. They were they were day 2 picks. I think Amon-Ra went in the 4th round. I think Arian Smith went in the 3rd round.
4th. They're both
4th round?
Both day
So
3
then I think they're both 4th round picks. And so, like, you're looking at it and you're going like, the Lions saw something in Amon-Ra St. Brown's, primarily his speed, and said, we're going to give you a very limited role, and this is how you're going to succeed. And once you start succeeding in that, we're going to expand and build upon a really, really good foundation that works. Engstrand was there the entire time that they did it with Amon-Ra St. Brown. So you have to believe, or at least hope, you got to put your Gotham green colored glasses on, that we can do the same thing with Arian Smith, that we can see a guy who has speed and for sure has some faults, shield him in the NFL from all of the things that he's not good at, get him to do the singular thing that he is good at, and build upon that so that in 2 years we have an all-pro. Because that's what the Lions did. That's what Engstrand was there and helped do with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Completely different set of players, completely different set of skill sets, completely different situations, but still, that's what you're hoping that we're getting out of our 4th round pick. Can someone look that up to make sure he was a 4th round pick?
Aaron Smith
wrong
definitely
there?
was. I don't know if Amon-Ra was.
Can someone look it up? I'm thinking he might be a 5th round pick now. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Chat, look it up, please. Thank you.
Party with Peg and Art say, think starters are playing Friday. Cameron, I'll get to your chat in just a second. I just figured I'd pull up Peg and Artie, since we were talking about this particular topic currently. So I do think that Corley should get a lot of reps this final preseason game. I think there is a very, very real possibility he's not making this team. How are you feeling about Corley right now?
Again, he's another one of those players that it'll tell me a lot about what they think about this year or next year. If you keep Corley with what he's shown us, which hasn't been a lot, because you're banking on keeping him for the entire year, stashing him, working on him, and going into next year with a player that you think that you can turn into something. And if you cut him or try to trade him away, which I think is probably the situation that you're trying to get in, it's a legitimate conversation. And, like, it's the same thing with the running back. What's his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Donovan Edwards?
Yes. He's not making the roster, so I think that he should get as many touches as possible so that you can try to trade him.
So that's interesting, particularly this conversation in general. So I did put a live poll question in the chat, and we have over 100 responses on it. Malachi Corley will, 53% of the chat says not make the 53-man roster. 19% say will be on the practice squad. 18% say makes the 53-man roster. And 9% says will be traded before the regular season. I feel like it's probably hard to see him clear waivers and get to the practice squad. I feel like he would probably get claimed. So it's either not make the 53 or traded for me. What are your thoughts, Tigo?
It would be a masterwork by Glenn and Muji if they could trade Corley. It'd be a masterwork. If we can get anything for Corley, that would be brilliant.
Like,
it's hard to trade a player that you just took.
Yeah.
And has 3 plays in the NFL. And one of them's like a fumble at the goal line. You know what I mean? Like, and let me be clear here. I would hold on to Corley. I think there's something there. I think that you can, if you are a good offensive coordinator, you should be able to figure out a way to get it. Like, dude, the kid's just insanely athletic. You have to be able to find a way to get this kid to work. And sometimes it doesn't. I don't know Malachi Corley. I don't know if he's a hard worker, if he's lazy. Like, I have no insight on what he is like at the facility or anything like that. And so, and I think the biggest thing is not the staff's pick. He's not their guy. And so if they don't have in their vision of an offense of that player profile, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter because you're not big enough to justify changing your whole scheme to fit you in. Like when they came in, if Garrett didn't fit whatever scheme 𝐂𝐿 wanted to bring in, figure it out, Tanner. Like you're going to make that guy work, right? Yeah. Corley's not anywhere near that, where you need to justify changing up the offense to make that work. Look, I think he's talented. I think he has a place on this roster, but you only get 53 guys, and I don't think he lasts on the practice squad. So,
dude, I'm team package Corley and Breece for a higher draft pick. Whatever that is. I don't know what that number is. Get you a third. You do it. I feel like you got to find a way to get like.
Dude, if you can get a third, I would do it. I just don't think that's out there.
Yeah, no, I'm throwing names together and just saying it's like fantasy football where you're like, oh, I'll give you every bad player on my roster for your one good player. Like that's,
I did that last year and won. I traded like 6 guys for Josh Allen,
and someone did that.
Yeah, I gave him my first
kids?
Because it. No, I gave him my first this year, my first next year. Tua. Aaron Rodgers. This was before week 1. Tua, Aaron Rodgers, the wide receiver from the Bucks, not Evans. Who's the other one?
Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin. And then a running back.
Interesting. Not the worst.
All 4 of them got hurt. All of the players that I traded got hurt. Tua got hurt. Rodgers got hurt. Godwin got hurt. And then the running back got hurt.
Damn. Stealing lunch money over there. Cameron comes in and says, we need the Thomas Jones, Rex Ryan team on the field this year, play crazy defense, and run the air out of the ball. Can we call in tonight? Yes, Cameron, we're going to do call-ins tonight. I got Tio with me till 9:30, and then I'll do some call-ins. We'll talk a little ball. Yeah, dude, if you can get me a Thomas Jones, Rex Ryan, like 2009 kind of season where you're like hanging around in contention. You get to the final week of the season. The Bills rest their starters and the Jets squeak in. Let's do it. I'm on board.
Oh, sign me up.
Dude, I want a gritty team. I want to beat people up. I want our team to be looked at as like the team no one really wants to play. Like we're just a scrappy crew of players that has a shot at upsetting anyone.
MetLife.
What?
I want it to suck coming to MetLife.
Yes.
Regardless
more than it
of
already
the
does. I know people already complain about the turf and the locker rooms and the food and the traffic and Woody. But like, no, I want them to fear us.
I mean it for other players. I want them to dread the idea of, oh, fuck, it's the Jets this week.
Yes.
Oh, I got to buy more ice packs. Like, that's what I want the thought process to be. I want it to be like, dude, does that Jamie Sherwood kid not like, does he need his mom to give him a hug? Like, why is he so angry?
He's so violent.
Dude, he lives in one of the greatest, he gets paid millions. Why is he, bro? I want it to be that. I want it to be so like, just, you might beat us, but you're gonna feel it till Thursday. That's what this team needs. And yes. Glenn has been showing a lot of that. It's just like, dude, we're gonna play violent, we're gonna play aggressive, but we're gonna be buttoned up.
Yeah.
And if you're not,
they cut down the penalties a little bit. We went from 10 the first week to I think we had 6. 6 or 7. I think it was 6.
But it's like, dude, it's the minor details. Like, again, I wasn't the biggest Glenn guy. He wasn't the guy that I wanted to hire. But I think literally the thing that turned me around on Glenn and really made me starting to like get behind him was one, a lot of the way that he spoke. I thought it was a lot of coaches speak and all those things. But when he was mic'd up for practice. I know this was a couple weeks ago. And he stopped practice because they didn't run out of the huddle fast enough. Those are the details where I look at it as like, if you don't do 100% of your job at 100% of your ability, don't freaking do it. And it feels so awesome knowing that that's who we have leading this team. Because regardless of the success that this team might or might not have and how good of a head coach we may or may not be, we're going to be a buttoned-up franchise. And I think that goes a long way. You're going to be a professional in all phases of your job. You're going to hustle out onto the field. You're going to hustle out of the huddle. You're going to get in your, do your damn job. Which I hate to quote, but that's a really good mentality and thought process to have that we just haven't had.
Comics and stuff. What's good, brother? Says Martinez and Cook look like they're playing quarterback and Fields looks nervous. Talk me off the ledge. I mean, I don't want to accidentally talk you over the ledge, but
it ain't me. That's the wrong
yeah,
guy.
I'm not really expecting Justin Fields to be playing the quarterback position passer the right way. Like for me, I'm looking at high percentage throws. Let's call it 20 attempts per game. And if you can get me 15 of 20 or 13 of 20 and they're high efficiency plays where it's like, okay, he's getting 5 yards at a clip or 10 yards at a clip. And then, here's an RPO. And then, man, Arian Smith over the top for 50 yards or something crazy like that. I think we're going to be a very play action RPO kind of offense. We're not going to have Fields drop straight back and read a defense and then throw. They're going to do some half field reads. They're going to roll them out. They're going to try and make it as easy as possible on him. At least that's the hope. That's what I would want to do. Martinez
You're
and
already
Cook,
doing too much.
I don't see any way we hold on to a third quarterback unless Tyrod's not able to go for the start and he has a short-term IR kind of a thing going on. Would you? I feel like, all right, so let's say it comes to Tyrod not being able to start the season or something like that, and he has to be on a short-term IR. Which one of these two guys are you making quarterback to right now? Are you holding on to Martinez and putting Cook to waivers, or are you flip-flopping that?
Do you want me to want to win games, or do you want me to... What's my motivation here? Is it just me? Because then I'm keeping Cook, because I think Cook is the lesser of the two quarterbacks. I think that if Cook has to go out in the field, that's what I'm saying. I would keep Cook. I think he's the lesser. I think Martinez is better. And ultimately, I'm trying to get as close to the number one as possible. Now, that's me.
Well, I also
don't know
Cook,
if this
Cook
team is doing that.
Membu's college quarterback. I feel like there's more ties to Cook and the regime bringing him in and wanting to groom him and kind of see where that sort of plays out. I think now, obviously, I think we're going to hold two quarterbacks. I think it's going to be Fields and Tyrod, and then I think one of these other guys are going to make the practice squad. And I think it's going to wind up being Cook.
I think, again, this is my outlook on it. I think they keep Martinez, if I'm being honest. Martinez, I think, is the better quarterback. And if you need to actually throw a guy out there who can operate this offense and play it at a high level, Martinez can do that. I don't want to say a high level, but Martinez can go out there, operate this offense, and do it well. We've seen that. He knows the playbook. He knows the scheme. The real hope is that Tyrod is available and that he's there, because we know that when this offense is going to be run by Tyrod, it's going to be really, really efficient in terms of being in the air. It's not going to be as efficient in the run because he's not the athlete that Justin Fields is, but no one is, right? There's
it's like him and Lamar are kind of the two guys that are very
they're unicorns, right? Or Milrow. There are athletic guys that are out there, but that what I'm saying is they're very far in between guys who have that level of athleticism. And so it's my partial sense of not believing in Justin Fields that's saying keep Cook. Cook's not going to help you win games, and maybe you can find your long-term backup in Cook, and getting him reps now is a good thing. But that's just me admittedly being semi-pessimistic and not believing in Justin Fields. If you're in the other boat, which I think a lot of people are, Martinez is the way to go. If you're trying to win games next year and you really want to be competitive, having two quarterbacks plus an emergency, if it's Fields, Taylor, Martinez, that's a pretty good 3. It's better than what a lot of teams have in terms of 3 deep.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the starter is the big question mark when it comes to that conversation. Like Tyrod's about as good of a backup as you can really ask for in the league.
Yeah.
And then third stringer is just such a crapshoot anyway. I'm excited for what Fields can bring to here. And as far as talking off the ledge comics and stuff, I would say we are not showing our hand on what we want to do. We brought it up earlier in the stream. They're going to want to run Fields a lot. They're not going to do that in the preseason. Right now they're showing him drop back and throwing. I don't think we're going to see that a lot either.
Nope.
So let's hope we see a different style of play when the regular season rolls around. Muttvile says, Ryan, how do you think Fields will do with the showing he had over the last 2 weeks? Like it's preseason, but still from a passing sense, it looks rough. When Martinez looked good rushing, he's great. Go Jets. Even since it looks rough, when Martinez looked good rushing, he's great. Go Jets. Yeah, right? Like I am concerned. How much of it is the Giants defense versus not playing Fields the way you plan on probably playing him? I'm kind of holding my breath, especially because like I'm not expecting a crazy. I said 6 wins, 6 wins this year. Jets are gonna have to start winning games to prove me wrong and to switch my narrative. If they come out and they beat the shit out of the Steelers, I'm like, all right, we're gonna win some games this year. But like if they come out and they score 9 points and like Fields is struggling the whole time, like I'm gonna be feeling a whole lot of away. I don't want to see that. So I don't know. Look, I don't think his first game was as spectacular as people thought it like was through one drive, and I don't think last game was indicative of what he's going to be either. He's somewhere in between that. Tigo, anything you want to add to this?
I think be ready for a rough start. Do we face a lot of really good defenses early?
Mm.
You know, it's Pittsburgh, then Buffalo, then Tampa Bay. Then you finally get to play Miami. Then it's Dallas, Denver. Then you get to go to Carolina. Then it's Cincinnati, hopefully without Trey Hendrickson. Maybe they trade him away. And then you get to the bye week. That's your first 8 games. It's a lot of really good defenses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am not at a point where, like, I'm worried, right? To be clear, I came into the season with 0 faith in Justin Fields. That hasn't changed, right? But I do have faith in this coaching staff to get an offense that's going to work. And we have not seen a single play right now that we're going to call on the regular season, except for maybe some of the run designs. Mm-hmm. Because, again, I think we always have to take into consideration, dude, this is Madden playbooks. I legitimately believe that we should just do Make-A-Wish offensive coordinators and just give these kids Madden playbooks. In the preseason, you would fulfill some kid's dream, give them the headset, give him an ABX controller on the sideline, and it's just like, which one of these 3 plays do you want your favorite team to run?
Ask Madden.
You know what I mean? No, it's just like, it's the preseason. It's just to get reps, not good reps, not game reps, just reps against people you're not familiar with, and that's it. So while I'm not sitting here and saying like, oh man, Justin Fields looked horrible in that second week, oh, the season is over, I was already there when we signed him, but it's just like, can we get to week 4? Can I see how we look against Miami? Miami's sprinting to the number 1 pick. So like,
you think Miami's going to be that bad? I mean, I think they're I don't think they're going to be as good as they were the last few years, but like, I feel like that first pick's going to be like the
McDaniels
Saints,
is fired.
Indianapolis, the Browns, depending on how Flacco might win them like 8 games. Who knows? I think Jets are going to be in contention. I think we're going to be somewhere between pick 5 and 10. I don't know.
I don't think we're going to be bad enough to be the first pick. I'll say that. I think the sprint to the bottom right now, in my eyes, is Carolina, Miami, and the Browns. Like, I think
Indy?
those are the teams.
I feel like Indy's going to suck.
Nah, I think Indy's got enough around there.
The Saints are going to suck.
Did I not say New Orleans? New Orleans is definitely sprinting to the first pick.
Oh, yeah.
If I miss New Orleans, that's on me. It's New Orleans, Miami, Cleveland. I think they're all sprinting to the bottom. Like, I would argue, like, Vegas.
No, dude, I think they're going to be sneaky good.
I don't know.
Surprising.
I don't know about
Toughest
Geno
shit
in Vegas,
division.
man.
Like that's the hardest thing. Like they might be last in their division, and it might still be like a good team. Like I think Geno's going to play well. I think Genty's going to play well. I think Myers.
I think they got a lot of things. I just don't know about Geno.
Bowers. I like Geno. I think he can be efficient. I think he's a top 15 quarterback. You know, he's probably in that 10 to 15 range right now. I think Pete Carroll's a good head coach. I think the defense should be, at least with Crosby, you know, pretty stout. Bowers looks 20 years younger with the shaved head now instead of the aging, like 55-year-old man haircut that he had going on. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
It's interesting. I think the sprint to the bottom this year is going to be like really, really like dynamic. But yeah, I think Miami's definitely in the running. Let me ask this question. I know it's not a Miami show, but I am curious of your thoughts. Let's say Miami is sprinting down to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
They fire McDaniel. Let's say by the week 12, he's gone, right? They go through the summer. They hire somebody new. Doesn't matter who that new person is. Do they keep Tua?
I think his hold on, let me look at his contract real quick. I feel like Tua's contract is like prohibitive, but maybe not. I could be off on this. So Tua's contract in 2026 has a guaranteed salary of $54 million.
So they're keeping Tua. No, but I guess the better question is do you take somebody and sit him for a year?
So as of this past March, his 2026 salary is fully guaranteed. And then in March 15th of 2026, $3 million of his $27 million is going to be guaranteed. So they're going to keep him for 2026, and then they're probably going to cut him after that or restructure in some capacity, depending on how he's doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he's definitely on that team
Miami.
for 26.
I hope they keep Tua for the rest of his career.
So do I. That team's going to implode in the next, probably, if it doesn't happen this year, it'll probably happen next year.
Dude, have you seen their offensive line?
Oh, dude.
Ryan, no offense, but you and I could make that offensive line. I know we put on some dad pounds, but you and I, left tackle, right tackle, bro. Like, it's like, I'm just saying, I can snap. I can be a center.
I could totally let every edge rusher through and hit Tua, and I won't do it on purpose by any means.
What's his name from last year for us? Did it all year long, and he got paid millions to do it. Bro, give me league min. I can be a turnstile for league min.
Give me Tyron Smith. Yeah, dude, I'll be league min for 1 year. It's all right.
See, I already he's removed from my psyche. It was so bad. Ugh.
Blitzkrieg comes in and says
Tyron Smith for a year.
Blitzkrieg's asking Skinner or Smith, are either one of them or both making the roster? Trying to find some stats on him. Give me un momento.
Like my Insta reaction is like wants to say no.
To both.
How many wide receivers are we keeping?
So Skinner was this past game 4 for 4, 48 yards and touchdown. Where week 1, and Brandon Smith was targeted 6 times, caught 5 of them, had 48 yards. So basically like the same-ish stat line this past week. And then in the first preseason game, Skinner had 2 targets, 1 reception for 26 yards. And Smith had 2 targets, 2 receptions for 23 yards. They're essentially like the same stat line each time.
I think the question becomes how many wide receivers are we keeping? If we're keeping 7, then I say, yeah, probably one of them makes it in. If we're keeping 6, I have a hard time believing that one of them.
Do you think there's any
like it's
thought of Lazard
Garrett
not
Reynolds,
making this team?
Garrett
Reynolds, Johnson.
Garrett Reynolds, Johnson, Lazard, Smith.
So Lazard's the one I'm not entirely sure of. Like, for the same reasons you were bringing up earlier. Like, do you hold on to him because he's the best player for this year, or do you try to develop some of these younger guys? Like, I feel like Lazard could fall into that same conversation. It's interesting.
I would kick him off the team, and then you keep Brandon Smith and Malachi Corley and Skinner, keep 7 wide receivers. Who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm with you. But I'm being realistic here. I don't think that this staff is looking to 2026 yet.
I agree.
I know
think they're going to hold
we
on to
might
him.
be because we might not believe in this team. He's paid millions of dollars to make this team believe in themselves, rightfully so. Like Lazard is the right pick for 2025. So that's 5 right there, which leaves 1 spot open. And I hate to say this, it hurts my soul, but it seems like that 6th spot is probably going to Xavier Gibson.
God, I really hope not. I'm like over the Gibson experience.
He's so bad.
Like we know what he is. Like
Horrible.
Nwangwu should absolutely get a roster spot. Although, do you think he's taking up? Does he come in as like kick returner, or does he wind up being like running back 4 kind of?
It's wide receiver 6.
Wide receiver 6.
That's the way that you would look at Xavier Gibson. It's wide receiver 6.
I'm saying Nwangwu, the returner.
He's not making the roster.
You don't think so?
No.
I feel like he's definitely the best kick returner.
We're keeping 3 guys. Okay. If Nwangwu makes the roster, it is purely looked at as a special teams guy. That's the way that you look at it, right? He's your punt returner, kick returner.
Yeah.
That opens up theoretically a wide receiver spot.
Well, let's go through it, right? Like quarterbacks, we're keeping 2, right? Fields, Tyrod.
Yep.
All right. Running backs, Breece,
3.
Braylon, Davis.
Done.
Beck as like the...
He falls in the tight ends. We're putting him in tight ends.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because like Beck is... Because then you go to your tight ends.
Okay.
Or he has to be in his own category.
So is he going to be like the
running a
4th
fullback.
tight end? Like I feel like you're definitely getting Ruckert, Stone Smart, and Mason Taylor as your 3.
With Beck as like a dedicated... Like
Beck as another option.
We're going to have 4 tight ends. Because it's just going to be how many jumbo packages are we going to be running? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many times are you running out the 6th offensive tackle out there? How many times are you going to run 2 tight end sets? And like, how many times are you going to run a 2 tight end set and then put Beck in the backfield too? You know what I mean? Just super big body, like moving guys there. And we're going to be a run team first. 4 tight ends is a run first team move. So I put Beck in as that like tight end fullback.
Yeah.
Hybrid. And there's a basis in this because that's what Detroit did last year. I believe they kept 4 tight ends. One of them being exclusively a fullback hybrid.
Okay. So then you get to your offensive line. We're probably not keeping 2 deep, so we're probably not keeping 10. Keep 9 guys, you think? You got your starting 5. Then you got to think, I think Newman probably makes this roster.
Oh, I think you go 10. I think you go 10.
You go 10. So let's say it's Newman, Myers,
You're
core
going to go
4.
Newman, Myers, Laval. Dude, I don't. Newman, Myers, Laval, Warren, and then whoever you pick up off of the waivers.
Oh,
I don't want a core 4 on this team.
No,
I didn't like anything that I saw from him.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I thought you were getting rid of Max Mitchell and Carter Warren. I didn't realize you were keeping Warren.
Like, yes. But if you're giving me an option between those 3 guys, like Warren, a core 4, and give me Warren.
So let's say
I don't think I saw anything from any of them.
We'll say we kept 10 offensive linemen. You go to receiver. You got Garrett.
6.
You're keeping 6. So that's Garrett, Reynolds, Aaron Smith, Johnson, Lazard.
Probably.
And then who would your 6 be?
Brandon Smith.
So you're probably not
Brandon
getting
Smith.
Corley on this team then, right?
No. Again, like your 6 could be Corley, right?
Yeah.
But the realistic answer is Corley's probably not making the roster. Like the 6th, if it was me, I would make it Corley. But I'm trying not to be like, this is the decision I would make. I did with the core 4 because he quit on the Patriots last year. I don't believe that Glenn's gonna keep a guy who quit on his, like he literally quit. I don't know if that's gonna sit right. And so, but like the 6th guy, I would make it Malachi Corley because I would just hate to throw away a pick so soon after making it. Like, because then it just, but your 6th guy's probably Brandon Smith, right?
I mean, it's him or Skinner probably. It's one of those 2.
And I think probably hasn't Smith had a better showing like in camp and stuff?
I don't know. Maybe.
Again, It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
A ambiguous sixth wide receiver is the decision.
So then let's say we are. So that's the offense. I think we hit all of them. Now you go to defense. And we're just trying. I guess we're trying to round out what extra spots you could theoretically have.
So like, where are?
Is there anyone you could like play any kind of games with? Like for me, I thought maybe Isaiah Davis, if he's not ready to come back, you short-term IR him. It gives you that extra spot for a running back. Like let's say you wanted to hold on to Donovan Edwards, and you're like, oh, like let's see what he's got for 6 weeks with Breece and with Braylon. Oh, look, we're having a terrible time. We are now going to trade Breece. And then Davis comes off the IR and you're able to keep all the guys you were kind of planning on keeping anyway, while also giving Breece the opportunity and the team the opportunity to try and like win games early on.
Is Isaiah Davis hurt enough to be on the short-term IR?
Probably not. It would be one of
You
those
know what
like,
this
oh,
Donovan Edwards situation reminds me of?
What was that?
You know what this Donovan Edwards situation reminds me of?
What?
Bam Knight. Everyone was so hyped about Bam Knight. Oh my God, Bam Knight this. Oh my God, Bam Knight that. And it's just like, dude, where is Bam Knight now?
Isn't he dead?
Like, maybe.
I'm pretty sure, or am I thinking of the wrong?
I think you're thinking of the wrong guy. I think he's still with Detroit.
Which guy am I thinking of? Who's
I
the
have
one?
no idea. But like, you know what I'm saying? I have no idea.
Who was the USC
my whole
guy
thing
that
is
died?
like
McKnight. There we go.
I think we're getting us excited about a player that we're seeing, but like, dude, you're showing out against threes?
Yeah, but he had like a good, like before the NCAA like Madden curse, essentially. Like, I don't know. I guess I see the writing on the wall for Breece. I'm like, I don't want to lose a guy that like was an undrafted guy that we kind of like and ripped off a 73-yard run before getting yanked back. I don't know.
And look, I believe like there's a world in which we can get all that stuff kind of going. I just like look at it and I go. And like the other thing is like, does he for sure get claimed if we waive him? Like that's the thing too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many guys get through. Like I feel like the Jets are just pig rich at running back, and like there's going to be teams looking at our backfield for someone, and that's why I feel like it's
totally look, and it might happen. But like,
well, at that
running
point,
backs are a dime a dozen.
If you think someone's gonna
no, but yeah, and you try to do what we did last year.
Something, yeah.
What we did last year with the punt returner that went to Buffalo. Buffalo knew he wasn't gonna clear waivers. They weren't gonna be able to claim him, so they traded like a 6th-round pick to get him. Like, and if you can do that, that's good business. Just do that. But I wouldn't expect anything there. So we're at 23 players on the offense. Let's add kicker, long snapper, punter. We're not carrying 2 kickers, right? No. You're not one of those crazy people? Okay. No, so we're at 26.
Okay.
Which means that we have 27 spots for the defense. You do 10 defensive linemen?
Right? Do you go 10? I feel like you go 4 linebackers.
Yes.
I think you're going...
For sure.
Do you go 5 or 6 corners? Do you go 2 deep at the slot or no?
Do you take I think an easier question here is, are you taking 5 safeties?
I would rather...
If you're taking 5 safeties, you're not taking 6 corners.
So I would
you rather have the safety... You're going to find a hybrid, right? Like that nickel safety hybrid?
Yeah.
So like, are you counting it? Is it like 5 corners and 5 safeties? So there's another 10?
Damn. Yes. Yes, I would. I would say like Isaiah Oliver might be that safety hybrid potentially that could bounce into the slot.
That leaves 3 spots open.
So you're saying 3 opens.
If we take 10 players in the secondary, if we take 10 defensive linemen and 4 linebackers, that leaves us with 3 slots open that we can throw wherever. You want to take a 4th running back? Boom. You can now take a 4th running back. You can now take a 5th linebacker, and now you can take
what
a
players
7th
do you
wide
think
receiver.
are like should really be on that bubble that we should give that extra thought to?
Malachi Corley.
Yep.
Right.
I think Edwards falls into that conversation. And then I think it's one of the receivers, which is like, does feel kind of weird to me. Does Pritchett make this team?
I think I would not put Edwards on that list.
Okay.
I think Malachi Corley is definitely on that list, like on the bubble with like other okay. I think it's a wide receiver is on that bubble.
Okay.
I think a defensive lineman is on that bubble, and I think a linebacker is on that bubble. I think that you would want to carry the 5th linebacker. So you're looking at like, do you keep Jamin Davis? Because let's say you're
think
4.
It's going to be? It's Sherwood. It's Quincy.
Sherwood, Quincy,
Mauigoa.
McCrory Ball, and then the other kid. Can't pronounce his name.
Davis. Mauigoa is the other one.
Yeah. Do you keep Jamin Davis? Do you go to the 5th linebacker? Which isn't a bad idea.
No, I don't think it's a bad move.
So like, is having Jamin Davis worth more than having Eric Watts or Braden McGregor? Because I don't think both make this team.
I guess you probably see there's probably guys on this team that you feel more comfortable clearing waivers that you'd almost rather hold on to. Didn't we do something squirrely with Morstead too? Like, I wonder if there's any players on our roster, like Nick Folk, for example. Like, hey, we're gonna cut you and you're gonna come back, like just so we can hold someone. Like, I think Folk is the age that you could kind of do that with someone.
Totally, but we did that on purpose because we had a guy that could miss, who we didn't want to put on short-term IR, but that we wanted to put on short-term IR once the season started, right? Who's that guy? That's the real kicker here. Who's the guy that's going to allow us to kick the kicker off the team with that handshake agreement of like, you're not going to sign anywhere else and you're coming back? Like, we're not even going to practice squad you. We're just cutting you because you don't have to clear through waivers because you're a vested veteran.
Yeah.
You'll be back in 24 hours. Just let the 24 hours kick so that we can then put X per player. Who's that? Like, that's the real question is, who's the guy that's going to go on the short-term IR? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is a genuine question here. Like, this isn't me like trying to be like, I'm genuinely, because that would be a really good idea. If you can keep and stash another player, you know, like that's a really good thing to do. Like, let's say like Donovan Edwards, like that's a good idea if you can do that. If there is a guy who's like, kind of needs to be put on the IR for a short amount of time.
Dude, the only name I keep coming back to.
Send someone with a baseball bat with Xavier Gipson, hit him in the knees.
Well, like, I don't think, I don't know where Davis is at right now. But like, Davis is the one to me that would be like, man, he's a smart player. We're not going to lose him. Like, he's going to make this roster. But if you could short-term IR him and let the ankle heal so he is fully legit, like, you're planning on feeding Breece at least to start the season with Braylon. So I feel like Isaiah Davis is kind of one that you could sort of stash for a little bit to keep an extra player for the time being. I don't know.
There's a couple of those guys where I look at it and I go, this is a very interesting. The 53 is going to be really, really. I like that it's all going to be, everyone gets cut all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that because it gives you a higher likelihood of like being able to sneak guys through.
Oh, John says that guy is Lazard. Lazard could be a short-term IR guy. I didn't even think of that.
Oh,
if he's hurt, that's a great call. Good call.
That
John.
is it? Is he hurt? Sean.
I think he didn't play this past week, right? Hold on, let me see.
If that's true. But again, so if that's true, now you can keep the extra wide receiver. You do that handshake agreement with Folk.
6 days ago,
keep the extra wide receiver. You can keep Skinner and Smith.
Alan Lazard to miss about 2 weeks with shoulder injury per NBC Sports. And that was 6 days ago. So he's going to be right on the cusp.
I'm just saying, if anyone lives near the practice facility and you know what car he drives, little fender bender, I'm kidding. Don't do that. There's so many players that I want to keep, and I know that we're not going to. And we do this every year, where you just fall in love with, like, let's be real, we fall in love with nobodies, like guys that just like aren't good at football, but they've been here since like.
It's that 53rd guy. You want to pull for him. That's what it is.
No, everyone loves the underdog, dude. I still believe in Zach Kuntz. I have no reason to. Absolutely. But like, dude, how are you 7'9", 140 pounds,
speed,
can run a 4.2 and you're not good? Like, dude, I don't get it. Like, how are you like? And he's just kind of like a nice guy. He's just kind of likable. In the off season, he comes down to Florida, like to work out. I know where he works out and all that stuff, and it's just like he's just a likable dude.
Man.
And it's just
Florida in the summer. That's some sweaty coons. With that, Tigo, we've hit that 9:30 spot. I'm going to do some phone calls. Why don't you give the people out there a last farewell? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug?
no, not really. I'm excited. We're slowly inching towards the regular season. I'm hoping we get some starters in the final preseason game. I know it's not going to happen, but I want to watch. I want to watch our guys. You know what I mean? Not. Yeah. I don't want to watch Toifili carry the ball 90 times.
No, I don't really want to watch It's one of those games. It's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll turn it on for. Nope. Oh, no one's playing. Okay, I guess I'll catch a recap.
I want a reason to turn it on.
I do. I want to feel like I'm enjoying myself watching it, and not just like guys that are gonna be bagging groceries. But Tigo, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you tonight. You have been. Let's see. Does this work? I don't know if this works. Boom! Ejected.
That's it. You're out of here.
From the cockpit. He's gone. Oh, that says Dom C on it. That's not supposed to say Dom C. There we go. I'm over here. Now I got to change something on the Stream Deck because I didn't set it up the right way. Let's see. Trying to do this on the fly. All right, boys and girls, going to take your calls. I'll talk to the chat and everything. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And Nightbot has been so kind as to rattle off the link in the chat. So I will talk to you guys in a brief moment. But before I do, I just want to say thank you to sponsor tonight's stream, 𝐸Cloud. If you guys do not know what 𝐸Cloud is, it's legit. No joke. They got gummies. They got Nerds Rope. They got Pop Rocks. Where is it? Boom. It's like I guess I shouldn't say Pop Rocks, but like some kind of like ISK sort of thing. Tasty stuff. Good stuff from 𝐸Cloud. You ever look at your to-do list and think, yeah, I'm going to let future me handle that. That's where 𝐸Cloud comes in. A quick edible and suddenly overwhelmed and spiraling becomes cozy and snacky. 𝐸Cloud makes legal hemp-derived THC products that are actually good, not the mystery edibles your roommate's cousin made in his air fryer. We're talking gummies, vapes, and pre-rolls that are strong, tasty, and get the job done. All their products are third-party lab tested. They're 2018 Farm Bill compliant, and every order is shipped discreetly, so your mailman doesn't judge you, and neither will your roommate. So if you're 21 or older, head to 𝐸Cloud.co and use code JETSTALK to get 25% off your first order plus free shipping. That's 𝐸Cloud.co, code JETSTALK for 25% off and free shipping. You know what to do. Boys and girls, I have thoroughly enjoyed these. You guys know I like my snacks. I like my, flying high as a pilot. And I have really enjoyed it. I pop a little bit of a Nerds Rope, go mow the lawn, do some yard work. Whew. Cruising. You want to help support the channel? You want to help support the sponsors of the channel? Click on the link in the description down below. Head over to 𝐸Cloud.co. Use code JETSTALK for 25% off your first order, plus free shipping. Thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. Boys and girls, let's get to your phone calls. Let's see. I'll go through here. We're going to throw Max on the line first. Let's go to Max. Max, how you doing? Let's see if it'll switch over. Sorry, give me a second. Go. Why is it not going? I'm hitting a button. Give me uno momento here. We'll go from here. What's up, Max?
Can you guys hear me now?
Got you loud and clear.
I have two topics to talk about today. So number one, my recap of the preseason game. On the Jets side, the Jets did not play good. Justin Fields was not good. 1 out of 5. I got that. The one Garrett Wilson on that route should have been called PI. And then my second topic is 3 players I want to see in the next preseason game. So what are some players you want to see in the next preseason game?
You talking to me or are you talking to you? Which way?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
3 players I want to see. I want to see Malachi Corley. I want to see, I guess I would say Max Mitchell and Carter Warren. I want to see either one of them and see if one of them can sort of stand out and be the guy. And then as another one, I still want to see Donovan Edwards. I really do.
Okay, so here are some players on offense and defense I want to see. So I was probably on 8 or 10, around 10 call-in shows. And so I want to see Aaron Smith. I think he has a lot of potential. He played really good in the last 2 preseason games. I feel like he has really good potential to be the wide receiver 2 in this offense. I want to see a little bit more Justin Fields. He needs to play a quarter. I think Aaron Smith should be with the ones. And then I want to see Mason Taylor in the game. I think he played really good, And then for defense, I want to see 𝐂𝐻𝐿. He played really good against the Packers, but he disappeared against the Giants. I want to see Malachi Moore, and then I want to see Andre Cisco.
Okay. Any player that you think might be in danger of not making the roster that people might feel is safe?
Malachi Corley is not making the roster. I thought he was going to make the 53 as a punt returner, but last game he hasn't even showed me anything. And then I think one of the other players, Michael Clemens. I don't think he's making the 53. He just he's a penalty issue. He's a penalty bug. He's got 2 penalties, and then McCurry Ball is not going to make the roster as well because he had a really bad penalty in the Packers game.
I'm interested to see where this team goes. You think they play the starters, or you think Fields is not going to get any reps this week?
I think the starters should play at least 1 quarter. Because, after the Eagles game, we have 2 weeks of rest, and then they play the first game against the Steelers. I don't want the Jets to be unprepared against the Steelers.
Now, do you think that the Eagles are going to be playing anyone? Or, I would imagine they're going to be playing mostly backups. So how much are you going to gauge from our starters going against backups? How valuable is that to them?
I think it's valuable because, I don't want the Jets to be unprepared against – the Eagles might play some starters, but I feel like with Sirianni, they might play maybe two snaps the Eagles starters, but I think they're gonna mainly the Eagles backups are gonna play in the game.
I don't have anything to add to that. I think it's all gonna be backups. Max,
sounds good.
Thank you so much for the call. Where's my chicken? Why is my chicken going across the screen? Chicken, you're gone. Sorry. Oh geez, what the hell am I doing here? Clicking all these buttons. That's my 3. Get rid of that. I thought I had my 2-person thing up. Does it let me do it? I gotta see what this button does. I got Charles, I got Mike, I got Joe, and I got Cameron sitting on the line. Let's see. I will get you guys up in just a second. I'm just trying to fix my own stuff over here. You think I'd do this beforehand? I did not. Hey, what's up, Jake? Jake says, Ryan is my hero. He is the creator we need, baby. Jake, what's good, brother? Always glad to have you in here. Always a blast. You guys haven't done so already, link in the description. We're going on a cruise. Myself, Asman, Richie, O'Leary, Green Bean. We're going to Bermuda, baby. Click the link in the description down below. We got a bunch of NFL players, specifically Jet players, and Fireman Ed coming with us. It's going to be a good time. Head down there. I love it. All right, we're going to throw Charles on the screen. I'm going to see if I can figure out. Let's see if this will do it. Charles! Whoa, you got a big head.
How you doing, man? Long time no see.
That's good. No problem. I think it's just the way I cropped it. How you doing tonight?
I'm feeling good, man. I know the preseason game was a stinker to a lot of Jets fans, I know, but I'm not going to get too worked up over its preseason. I mean, the Giants kicked their ass. That needs to be said, but it is what it is. What I did come away was I was very impressed with our offensive line, especially our starters. I liked how we move people at the line of scrimmage, especially in pass protection. I know
Okay.
Justin Fields didn't look good. I know our wide receivers weren't very good the other day. You know, I know we missed some passes here and wait. Am I saying things right? Hold on.
You're
No.
saying you're right here. I got you. Keep going.
I'm thinking. I mean, I know our wide receivers dropped a few passes here and there, but obviously, let's not sugarcoat this crap. We need more wide receivers. We need more depth. We need more talent. Our wide receiver core outside of Garrett Wilson and potentially Josh Reynolds and Arian Smith, they don't look too promising. I mean, I do like Skinner, but we don't know if he's going to make the roster. I mean, our running backs are great. I mean, I do like the Nuwan, whatever the hell his last name is. Nuwan, whatever the hell, that guy that returned that big kickoff for a touchdown. What?
Oh, yeah.
We got Braylon Allen, who looks good. Breece Hall, I think, was better this week than he was last week. I know he needs to get better in terms of yards per carry, but he looked fine to me. Donovan Edwards looks like a promising player, although he needs to change his number. His 40 gives me Trenton Cannon vibes.
Oh, yeah?
I wasn't crazy. I'm like, we use Trenton Cannon. We don't even put him on the field, and I'm like, why is he on the roster? He's not. Like, I don't understand this crap. Like, they pick up these players and they don't utilize them. That's bad. That's bad. That's a waste of talent right there.
Who do you want to see this final preseason game? Who are you most looking forward to?
I would like to see Donovan Edwards. I like to see more Arian Smith. I like to see more Membu. I know the Eagles are most likely going to use backups, which is fine. They're the Super Bowl champs. They can do whatever the hell they want. And I just learned they traded for John Mechie, which surprised me. But it is what he is. The Eagles do all kinds of crazy shit just to win Super Bowls.
Mechie, wasn't he the one that had the was it cancer or had some kind of like funky health medical issue that like threw him for a loop? I could be wrong on this, but
I think so. I know he played for Alabama. That I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll see what the hell happens. I mean, I just hope when we play the Steelers, we look decent on offense. Defensively, I'm not too majorly concerned, although I'm a little bit concerned with the depth of defensive end and defensive tackle. Hopefully, our secondary, I think our secondary will be fine for the most part. Our special teams looks good, I'll tell you that much. McNamara, he looks like a good punter. Nick Folk looks good, like always. I know he's 40 years old, but he looks like vintage Nick Folk to me. So I got to say for now, it's good seeing you, Ryan. Take care, buddy.
Take it easy, brother. You been? Oh, where's my chicken? It didn't do the chicken thing. God dang it. Hold on, I'm going to try and hit you with the chicken this way. Does this work? It doesn't.
I'll see myself out, Ryan. Thank you.
You're gone. You're out of here. Boom. What happened to my chicken? My chicken's gone. I got to figure out why my chicken doesn't go across the screen. All right. Get these other guys in here. I see Cameron and Joe behind the screen. We got Mike joining the show. Let's head over to Mike. What's up, Mike?
Hey, boss. Guys, hear me okay?
Got you loud and clear. Talk to me.
Justin Fields has played 4 years of football. We're not talking about a freaking rookie here. He has tape. Okay? 2 different teams. One of them was Mike Tomlin. I want to make that very clear to everyone. Not a fucking garbage coach. An actual Hall of Fame coach in some people's eyes. I'm on the fence, but that's just me. But like, if you're benching him when they were 4-2, maybe he just wasn't that good. And I'm kind of like getting mad at everyone in the chat a little bit for this, but like, he has potential, yes. He could be good, but stop acting like this is like a top 15 quarterback, guys. He's a take a flyer on and see what we can do. So whatever happens with him happens. If the offense sputters under him, it's probably going to sputter.
Oh, there's the chicken. Sorry.
There's the chicken.
It scared me.
There we go. No, that's the right take. Like, I want to be wrong. I actually want to be wrong on this, and he balls out and proves me entirely wrong, and I'll be so happy. But just like, let's be a little bit realistic here. This isn't like a rookie guy who had 1 bad year. He's got 4 years of tape. So we know what he is. With that being said, I'm done talking about him because, we know what he is. Allen Lazard is probably going to make this team, unfortunately. The one good thing that Allen Lazard does on paper and what everyone talks about is his blocking. We want to be a running team. They want to win this year. It kind of makes sense. You're going to put a receiver in who can move some people. I'm not saying he can actually do that very well or catch the ball or do anything at all, but our receiving core is weak. So he is the one asset that helps the run game. I think he makes the team. Chris Boyd's injury basically freaking guarantees Xavier Gibson's on the team, and that's bullshit. But I have to deal with it.
Don't you
That's
do this to me,
garbage.
Mike?
I'm so sick
do
of
this to me,
fucking.
Mike.
So
Fuck
Gibson probably makes the fucking roster again. If he's returning punts, I may smash my head in. But Jesus Christ, like, God damn it, Boyd, killing me. Malachi Corley, I really wanted to make the 53. Like, I was hoping he'd show something, anything that he can play the fucking position. But it just shows you how dog shit Joe Douglas is at evaluating talent, because that guy sucks. Jesus Christ, we traded up for him. We traded up for Malachi Corley, and he's garbage. What the fuck, guys? Oh, it kills me. It kills me because I want him to be good. I want these guys to work. I'm not crazy. It's not my fault they hyped him up. He was a fourth guy on our board. Yeah, he's the fucking 10th on our goddamn depth chart, and our team sucks at receiver. Jesus Christ. What are we doing? But, like, yeah, I hope that guy Smith or whatever his name is works out. I mean, Arian Smith, I like him. I really hope he pans out. There's a couple of guys that I hope make the practice squad that can work out. Definitely want to see Donovan Edwards run through some fucking people. Muhammad, if he can, Membu, love you. Like, keep hurting people. Do your thing. Beat the shit out of the Steelers. Fuck you, Rodgers. We're coming hard, but goddamn, we're a 6-win team. Let's be honest. I'm out of here. I'll give me the chicken. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, always.
Mike, I'll talk to you soon, brother. Oh, man. You guys know Mike. Dude's a firecracker. All right, let me see how I get my 2-screen back. Did I do this wrong? Let's see. Boom. Oh, all right. See, now I got my screen back. All right. Now we're rocking. I had a thing closed. It's all right. All right, I got Cameron, then we got Joe. Let's go to Cameron. What's good, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. Finally figuring out my buttons and everything. Got my chicken working again.
That's the best way to go about it.
It's taking me a little bit of time. I was panicked for a little bit. But what'd you think of the last preseason game? How are you feeling heading into the final preseason game? And I don't know, just thoughts in general.
It's the Jets. What am I supposed to feel? I mean, Justin Fields was what he has always been. A hyper talent who's not the world's best passer, but has some athletic running ability. And like I said in my, message to you earlier, if we run the air out of the ball and play the defense that Aaron Glenn showed in Detroit, I maybe we don't win a lot of games, but it's a culture thing. It shows the toughness. It shows the foundation that you can bring in. If Membu plays well, if Fashanu plays well, our young guys start to show some promise, along with Wilson, which we re-signed, Sauce Gardner. It's like, okay, we've got something here. I agree with something I heard earlier. I don't think Breece Hall is on the team next year. Get what you can draft-wise for him and go all in on the draft because you have Allen. I still believe in Isaiah Davis. I think a two-headed thing with him and Allen could work pretty well. There's a lot here. It's very young, and we need to invest in that because Fields is going to be what he's going to be. He's going to have weeks where he's the hottest quarterback in the league. It's going to have weeks where you think he's a freshman in high school. It's like, what is he doing?
Just banging our head against the wall. Now, do you think we get more, like, for all the concern that is on Fields right now after this last preseason game, do you think some of this has to do with us just not tipping our hand on how we're actually going to play him in the regular season? Like, we're not running him into, like, the, linebackers in the preseason. Like, how much concern do you have based on what we've seen, or are your expectations kind of relatively in check?
I think they're running a vanilla offense in the preseason because let's say in practice that you have a effective but simplistic offense, right? You don't want to show all your cards that, maybe Justin Fields can do some things you've seen in practice and you go, well, if we show everybody that now, they have tape on it and then I can't use it. I think they're trying to slow play him and really get him comfortable with the guys around him slowly. And then as the season progresses forward, they can really use him maybe in a more effective way. I think the offensive coordinator is learning his skill set as a passer, when he knows what he is as a runner.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I agree with you. I think we're definitely playing a vanilla offense right now, and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Fields is not the final product that we've seen. He's going to be the second coming of like the same thing we saw with Baker and Sam and Geno. He's going to be our reclamation project. It's going to happen. I'm hoping on all hope.
I'll take Vikings.
So much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Got Joe on the line. Joe, how you doing, brother?
Good, and yourself, Ryan?
Dude, hanging in there. Feeling a little panicked over like this last preseason game because it wasn't anything better than the first one. And of course, the Giants win and their defense looks good. I don't know. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I mean, I look at it this way, and I'm trying to be as optimistic as we can, but I remember we had a guy named Mark Sanchez, and nobody was expecting the Jets to do anything, and we snuck into an AFC championship. So, in the ground and pound. So, I don't think we're going there, but I do think
you never know. Buffalo could rest some starters the final week of the season. We could back our way into the playoffs. It's stranger things have happened.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The main thing that we have to keep optimistic as a Jets fan is the coaching. If we see great coaching this year, but we have a rougher team, so be it. Because now we actually have a future. Without a coach, we have no future. So that's kind of how we have to keep our mindset. Now, if Fields does well, that's a bonus. But if he doesn't, we're already going into the draft knowing what we need to do. So that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Quarterback was always going to be the pick in 2026, I feel like. And Fields is just sort of that extra dart throw because if he balls out, then maybe you don't have to spend a pick, or maybe you spend a pick and you still, you get the guy to sit and Fields is still here. Like I'm open, and I think I'm more at peace and calm because I'm feeling more comfortable, like you mentioned, with the coaching staff. Like I like how Tanner called the first game. I like what I'm seeing out of Wilkes and what I'm seeing out of Glenn. So I feel like there is a future, and then it's just a matter of like, okay, let's figure out who should be on this team this year. And then whatever amount of draft picks we may have to give up, let's go get our quarterback in the draft. And that's sort of my thought process, which is sort of like thinking so far ahead and like not giving Fields a chance. But I don't want it to feel that way, even though it's like there's a piece to me that feels like it is.
Well, here's the thing. If Fields goes for 25 to 2,800 yards and 15 touchdowns, it's more quarterback play than we've had other than Rodgers at 1 year in the last eight. I'm just saying.
Damn it.
So,
that just
but then you also have to expect the run. He'll probably have about 500 to 700 yards rushing if he's healthy, and then that's a recipe for a Super Bowl. Look at the Hurts and the Eagles. They literally won a Super Bowl based off running the ball, RPO, pass when you need, and they're the first team to do that in history, in my opinion, the way they did it. And I'm not saying once again we can.
And like, if we can like dominate the time of possession, and you just have Fields hit the throws he's got to hit, like with relatively high percentage like opportunities, I can live with that.
Yep, that's all you need. Until it lasts for a little bit before you eject me. I have an unpopular opinion. I want to get rid of Tyrod Taylor. I want him gone, and I want to keep Bex, and I want to keep Martinez, both.
You mean Cook and Martinez both?
Sorry, Beck. No, Cook.
So
sorry.
If you hold on, don't you think one of those guys could make the practice squad though? Like I don't feel like I'm gonna lose one of those guys. Like I don't feel like
I could agree, but here's the thing: Tyrod is a good backup quarterback if he can stay healthy. He has proved that he hasn't been able to stay healthy. Would I rather have a young buck go behind Fields and see what they can do in the preseason? They both were throwing the ball with anticipation, something that we haven't seen from Fields.
So I see where you're going with it. I disagree because I don't think anyone's really going to claim him. But I see the argument because if Tyrod's not going to stay healthy and you're like, okay, great, we got this backup quarterback that's going to be good for 3 quarters of a football game before he snaps like a twig, like maybe it's worth holding on to the younger guys.
Right, and then you see what you have because Cook really threw the ball, I thought. And I know it's against third stringers and all that, but like he knew the read before he even, before the play even started, and he hit the read every time. Now, is that going to happen against full strings? Doubtful, but seeing progression could help you with your backup quarterback situation next year.
I would love to be able to find like a long-term backup, and that's sort of what I'm hoping Cook is eventually going to be. That's kind of why
exactly what
he
I'm
hangs
hoping.
around on like the practice squad and can play with us like in camp and everything, and like gets some degree of reps, but is just kind of holding the clipboard. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, Joe.
Yeah.
You've been
See ya.
ejected from the cockpit. Joe, always a pleasure talking to you. Boys and girls, I'm going to talk a little bit to the chat. Kind of see what's going on through here. Scroll up a little bit and I'll scroll on down. Sharon says no stupid mistakes. We got a whole bunch of stupid mistakes. It's okay. Sean says Joe Flacco will start in Cleveland. Remember 3 years ago when he was a statue in the pocket? Yeah, but like he's going to start in like Cleveland and he put 300 yards on us. I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. He's going to play. Moore making the team. Talking about Malachi? Yeah, he's making the team. No issues there. The problem with this year's team is we cannot afford to be behind. The moment the Jets go down, it's over. This team needs to play with a lead. Justin Fields can't lead a comeback. I completely agree. I think you have to play ball control and be within like 4 points of the game, like at all times. Because once you start getting down by like a touchdown, now it's like, okay, you might have to push. I don't think that Fields has the ability to get us where we need to be if he's down and has to throw. Top of the draft, says Mike. Saints, Indy, Jaguars, Giants, Patriots, and Jets. I could see it. I do think the Giants' defense is going to be pretty decent. So it kind of depends on how their offense goes. Unfortunately, they just have a brutal schedule. They play the hardest schedule in the NFL. Jaguars, I'm not too sure what to make of. Like, I feel like the Browns should be in this conversation. And I think, who else would I be missing in here? Probably the Titans, too. I think the Titans could be a pretty bad team. You need a new chicken kicker. Yeah, I had my folder with like the little closed eyeball. I didn't realize why it wasn't going. I'm hitting my button and it's not doing anything. I can't eject anyone. Now I can do it nonstop. Boom! Chicken, baby. Get out of here! Adirondack Fly Guy says Mike needs to order some Indy Clouds. I love it. I love it. Mike's one of my favorite calls. Every day after a game, just blowing his stack. Oh, geez. Go smoke a fatty. Oh, man. I love this. John says, this is the way. I honestly say we embrace the Wildcat formation and just run the crap out of the ball. Yeah, just stuff it down teams' throats. Play your brand of football. Chris Boyd got put on the IR. I did see that. David, what's good, David? Says, I stayed up till 4 a.m. to watch the game. I'm still optimistic for the season and a lot of late nights, but it'll be worth it to see the Jets having a winning season. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, anything to help. Dude, I would love to see a winning season. I'm not like, I just believe we're probably going to end up with a top 10 pick because that's sort of how I see it playing out, but I am pulling for 17 wins. Like I want I do not want to tank. I'm not in the tank crowd right now. I want to win as many games as possible. That may shift as we get closer to like Thanksgiving if like the wheels have fallen off. Like I don't want to be beating up teams that are resting starters. Like final week of the season, if Bills are resting starters, I want to lose that game. It's not going to show me anything. But right now, I'm going to be optimistic. We're going to win some fucking football games. Cameron saying, I'd take Vikings, Darnold. That's what we want out of Justin Fields. I'd take half that. Jesse P. The division might be opened if the Bills lead the AFC in defense turnover ratio. Last year, what are the odds that they repeat that? NFL banned smelling salts. What are the odds Josh Allen stays on the field? I mean, I think Allen stays on the field. As far as like, will they have the same defensive turnovers? That is very, very hard to duplicate in a year-over-year fashion. Does not usually happen that way. Turnovers are the single greatest indicator of team success. So hopefully they don't get as many turnovers, and then all of a sudden we're winning more games, right? Because we're getting the turnovers. That's why Sauce got to start getting some picks. Sauce got to get some picks for us. No more smelling salts, really? Yes, it's true. I got a little bag of or container of smelling salts that I keep in my golf bag for like long drive. Just let's go. Oh man, I can't believe they banned him. I don't like it. Let the guys have it. Rico, get ready for Stefan Diggs on the sideline, sniffing his own smelling salts and suddenly running a 4.240. That could really change the league. Everyone takes a whack of the salt can. That shit can get you cooking on the field. Yeah, it definitely wakes your ass up. Definitely does. Can't use smelling salts during any time of the game. I wonder if you can do it at halftime. Like if you're not on the field. Is that allowed? Have mode. Such a wind blows fan base. What if Justin Fields made 3 of 4 decent completions in the Giants game? Seems shallow. That's 100% how we would be talking about this. If he was 3 of 4 instead of 1 of 5, and he had, call it 40 yards, and he had a rush of 5 yards, and he led the team to a field goal, maybe he didn't get a touchdown, you'd be feeling more confident. 20% completion percentage, probably not feeling all that great. Is what it is. People overcook the preseason. And it's still going to be a vanilla offense right now. So it's going to be totally different. The case of smelling salts and the case of stick 'em, please. A case of smelling salts and a case of stick 'em. So when did they ban stick 'em? Was that like the 80s? I feel like that was the 80s. But yeah, just get these guys all jacked up on ammonia and then let them catch anything. Rico says the NFLPA clarified on Wednesday that while the NFL has banned teams from providing smelling salts and ammonia packets, players can still use them as long as they bring their own supply. Oh, so they didn't ban anything then. Like anyone can just throw one in their bag then. And I guess NFL teams just can't provide it. That I feel like that's kind of odd. Like I feel like you still want to have that in your like medical arsenal if someone gets like knocked out. Or maybe that's just, is that frowned upon to like wake someone up with smelling salts? That's what G-Money's talking about. Bring your own. That's the rule. Makes me feel better. The problem is we're not seeing anything new from Fields. Passing game still is shit. Yeah, Fields. I was hoping to see more from Fields in the preseason. That would just allow me to check a box. Like, has he gotten better? Can he go through a slight progression? I did not feel that this past game. I do think the Giants are going to be one of the best defenses in football, though. So there's like a little bit of me that's trying to play a little bit of both sides. Like, okay, Fields sucked in the last game, but it could be because of the Giants. I also think he was not as great in the first game as some people were trying to hype him up to be. So I think he is somewhere in the middle of like where the fan base is on this game and where they were on the last game. He's somewhere in the middle. And he's going to wind up playing a whole bunch, running the ball that we're just not showing and tipping our hands right now. Juba says Jets suck. We have, historically, for the last bunch of years. So hopefully that changes. Duncan, is there any way the Jets do 4 running backs and Beckett fullback and go 1 fewer wide receiver? Yeah, I think that's possible. I don't think they're going to cut down on wide receiver. I think it'd be a different position, though. John says, I think Sauce is about to have a 2009 Darrelle Revis type season. Fans forget how good Sauce is and can be. He takes the level this year. And ends quarterback one debate league wide. I think a lot of people would put Sauce as their top corner in the league. Like, I think Surtain falls in that category. I think who I'm blanking on right now from the Texans falls into that category. Same year as Sauce. I think all those guys are going to fall into a similar category. It's just a matter of how you slice it. I would love to see him travel with the ones and really feel like we got our most out of Sauce, and it's not just him being in zone and like them not throwing his direction. I want to see him get opportunities to try and jump routes. Jets Worldwide, tell me why Xavier Gibson should make this team. Nope, because I don't want it. Basically, the NFL said that smelling salts can help mask injuries like concussions, so it's totally a liability play. Oh, okay. So basically saying like it wakes your ass up and you might be able to avoid the concussion, like failing a concussion test. That's what they want to avoid, using them after concussions. It makes sense. You don't want to be using smelling salts and waking your ass up but having your brain damaged. That sounds bad. Don't want to do that. Boys and girls, getting to the 10:15 hour. So I think I'm going to call it there. If you guys haven't done so already and you're interested in getting yourself some hemp-derived THC products, head over to the link in the description, indocloud.co. Code JetsTalk's going to get you 25% off your first order, plus free shipping. Support the channel. Get yourself some goodies. Boys and girls, this is Jets Talk, signing off. JETS.